Ayo, Paku! Paku!
Open up, son.
Don't keep going now. You won't wait for your long. Everybody going on.
Nobody there.
Open up.
Open up,
All right, hold it. Y'all press some more. Where that's more? Você coming.
Papi, you want fire?
You forget when the class is done.
Contact our session with recording.
That means we come and chop up quick.
Until now, they haven't turned it over yet to its real decision. And what I see is ensure that what you see is ensure the drugs in the joint chewer by some
members of the public. Starting at all, please call the session of order. 1, 2, mic contest, 1, 2.
Good morning, Honorable Deputy Speaker, Honorable Co-Presiding Officer, and my distinguished Honorable ladies and gentlemen of the Honorable House of Representatives. I have the honor at this time to announce to you the 9th-day sitting of the third quarter of the Honorable House of Representatives and that of the first session of the 55th Legislature of the Republic of Liberia. And now, therefore, this session is hereby called to order, and it is hereby so ordered.
Prayer.
Amen. If you have the Bibles, I want you to turn with me to 1 Samuel chapter 13, verse 14. I shall speak to you on the subject, a man after God's heart. But now your kingdom shall not continue. The Lord has sought him, a man after his own heart. And the Lord has commanded him to be captain over his people, because you have not kept that which the Lord commanded you. Amen. The presiding officer, who presided, the members of this house, leadership comes from God. We do not fight for it. When God has destined you to be a leader, no one who rises up against you will succeed, because leadership comes from God. And this was the case of David. was anointed by God from his youthful days. Saul tried so many times to kill David, he could not. David went through tempestuous time, and yet people could not prevail against David. And this is what God is telling him now. That David is the man after my heart. It doesn't mean that when God has chosen somebody who is after his heart, it means that person is so pious, that person possesses the world rectitude. David was bad. We know what David did in the Bible. When God has destined you, the people will see the leadership ability in you. When God has destined you, people will know who you are, and you yourself will feel the inner calling that God has called me to lead these people. But when you see lapses arising, when you see ups and downs, ask yourself, have I been destined by God to lead these people? Because leadership will not fight for you. People will fight for you to be a leader. May God bless you, and let us pray. Father God, we thank you again for another moment of session. We pray, Lord, that you take control of this session and you preside, you the presiding officer, and you lead through the rest of the representatives. Thank you, Lord, for this session. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Roll call.
Roll on the honorable members of the House of Representatives of the 55th Legislature of the Republic of Liberia. Honorable Councillor J. Fonanti Kofa, Speaker, Honorable House of Representatives, Republic of Liberia. Honorable Thomas P. Fowler, Deputy Speaker, Honorable House of Representatives, Republic of Liberia. Monrovia County, Yaku Roki Barry, Seku Eskane, Smoke Momba, Honorable Anthony Marcus M. Thomas, Presidia A. Cooper, Honorable Reverend Dr. Samuel Arrow Enders, Honorable Prince A. Todd, Honorable Francis Afoko Jr., Honorable Yaka Wa Koluba, Honorable Reke Nambekong, Honorable Yare Koluba Yobo, Honorable Ayua Pape Flombo, Honorable Moka Kakula Kamara, Honorable Abu Bana Kamara, Honorable Desen Ulahuri Sibo, Honorable Bernard Blue Benson Jr., Grand Basso County, Isaac G. Bani, J. Clary T. Banks, Mappy Joe, Alfred A. Flombo, Thomas A. Goswa II, Sino County, Thomas Romeo Pio, Samson Quijuwea, Ellis Sonny Baldwin, Maryland County, P. Manjuri, Anthony F. Williams, Austin Lady Taylor, Grand Cape Now County, Bentu Masale, Mohamed Dosi, Wese Soni Fekar, Bon County, Preke Kwena, James M. Kule, Josiah Marvin Cole, Robert Flombo Wamba, Eugene J. M. Colley, Moima Brice Meza, Foley E. Family, Lofa County, Julie F. Weir, Mama Shafa Koto, Gisi K. Collins, Augustine B. Kewu, Nimba County, Samuel M. Brown Sr., Yan M. Massey Sonia, Samuel G. Koga, Dowon T. Glegia, Musa Asambelete, Esme Anna, Taze Womwe, Grand Gida County, Jeremiah G. Sokan Sr., Marie G. Johnson, Jacob C. II, Bombay County, Honorable Jakpapa Ubi, Mana B. Bishop Johnson Jr., Sam P. Jala, Magibi County, Roland Opi Cooper, Awan K. Jones, Ellen A. Atore, Emmanuel Ya, Clarence G. Gar, Riverside County, Ellen J. Grant, Steve Tikwa, Grand Crew County,
Honorable Nathaniel N. Bawe Sr. Honorable G. County. Honorable Alexander Paul. Honorable Isaac B. Kidople Wu. Honorable Johnson S. N. Williams Sr. Bapolo County. Honorable Zina A. Norman. Honorable Luther S. Collins. And Honorable Mustafa Warite. Honorable Deputy Speaker, Honorable members of the Honorable House of Representatives, there are 41 honorable members present, 30 absent, 2 honorable members excused. Thank you very much.
Distinguished colleagues, the 41 members present, constitution of quorum for the honor of our dismissed today. There is also reading correction and adoption of the agenda.
The 9-day sitting of the third quarter of the first section of the Honorable House of Representatives of the 55th Legislature of the Republic of Liberia. Thursday, November 14, 2024, agenda. 1 section call to order. 2 prayer. 3 roll call. 4 reading corrections or amendment and adoption of the agenda. 5 call for petition. 6 call for special committee report. 7 call for standing committee report. 8 call for bills, motions, and resolution. 9 business on speaker's desk. Under that, we have A, communications from Honorable Anthony F. Williams, Representative Electoral District Number 2, Maryland County. 1, requesting the House to invite the Minister of Public Works to explain and give an account of how the US $22 million which was allocated in the 2024 national budget was spent. And 2, requesting the indulgence of the plenary to invite Madam Sarah Beslu Yanti, Minister of Foreign Affairs of Liberia, to present any plan and modality from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs relative to the establishment of a Liberia diplomatic mission in Rwanda. B, communication from Honorable Axel B. Chople, Representative Electoral District Number 2, River G County, requesting the plenary of the Honorable House to summon the Ministers of Internal Affairs and Finance and Development Planning on the issue of payment of local government appointees. C, communication from Honorable Donwon Tuan Blikia, Representative Electoral District Number 6, Nima County, requesting an excuse from section to enable him attend the International Road Form Performance Contracts Executive Seminar slated for November 11 to 20, 2024 in Washington, D.C., USA. D, appearance of the ECOWAS Parliamentary Mediation Delegation. E, appearance of Honorable Josiah Marvin Cole, Honorable Edward Pape Flomo, Honorable Frank Safoko, Honorable Eugene J.M. Colley, Honorable Abu Bana Kamara, and Honorable Zina Noma for allegedly indulging in acts that are repugnant to the status as members of the House. F, appearance of Honorable J. Marvin Cole and the Personnel Director of the Honorable House of Representatives. G, appearance of the Executive Director of Rural and Renewable Energy Agency to provide comprehensive briefing on the electrification of rural communities across Liberia and the sources of funding. 10, miscellaneous. 11, adjournment. Honorable Presiding Officer, Co-Presiding Officer, distinguished honorable ladies and gentlemen, that is the reading of the draft agenda for today's business being the 9-day sitting. Thank you, sir.
Our most respected Honorable Deputy Speaker, Honorable distinguished co-presiding, my honorable colleagues, having listened to the agenda expressly read by the Deputy Chief Clerk, I, Austin Bleedy Taylor, of Callaway, Barabo District, Maryland County, move that this agenda, expressly read, be adopted and used and subsequently filed after today's meeting. I so move. Distinguished colleague, with the motion being seconded, are you ready to vote? Are you ready? Ernest Mazel.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, and Honorable Presiding and Co-Presiding, fellow colleague, my unreadiness has to do with, during the past, the 8-day sitting, last week Tuesday, we received a communication from the Director of Vital Statistics asking us to excuse him to be present today. So I will be ready to vote if that can be also included on the agenda, because I'm not seeing it there.
According to the Deputy Chief Clerk's request was for next week Tuesday and it was granted. Honorable Colette.
Presiding, the Right Honorable Clarence Giga of District Number 5, Maigibi County, distinguished colleagues, to the movement, I will be ready to vote for the adoption of this agenda if you can accept the amendment for communication from Honorable Sam P. Jala of Bombay County asking for an excuse due to medical reasons can be placed on this agenda.
To my erudite honorable from Bon County, I so do accept. Abonya Flomo.
Honorable Deputy Speaker and Presiding Officer, co-presiding, distinguished colleagues, I will be ready to vote if the item regarding the appearance of the head of the renewable energy can be taken, because last sitting there was a communication sent that asked, that gave an excuse and then gave time for his appearance. So for it to still be on this agenda at 10, I think we just be taking much of our own time.
Requested to appear today, and so a letter to that effect was done, and as far as we know, he is here.
Okay, thank you. So since he's here with that information being reliable, I will also call for this amendment where his appearance can be fast-tracked and shifted to be one of the first items on the agenda to the movement. So we can put it to A.
To my distinguished honorable from Nimba County, I have considered that your amendment is extremely acceptable and in place, so I do accept. Thank you very much.
Distinguished colleagues, with all of the amendments made and accepted, are you ready to vote? All ready? Honorable CFR. Honorable Prince Winner in our
The Honorable Presiding, Co-Presiding, distinguished colleagues, to the movement, I will be ready to vote. Were you to include my letter to expel the ECOWAS delegation because they are compromised with Senator?
The presiding sees that on readiness.
What is the other?
Honorable Prince Winner.
I wish you could leave that with the movement. They have been seized by the presiding. Honorable presiding, honorable co-presiding.
I think we should allow the
movement to address that, right?
Yeah, please.
My distinguished honorable, with due respect to the people of Lofa County, I respectfully reject.
Thank you. Honorable Prince Winner.
The honorable presiding, honorable co-presiding, distinguished colleagues, I'll be ready to vote if we can include the name of Honorable Alex Sonibon Noir among those that should appear before the body today. He was previously named as those that were accused of join us for the investigation, but his name is omitted. So we want to make it clarity that Elizabeth Noah's name should be included into this while we proceed.
You black there, you're putting it now.
To the movement.
So in
respect to the fact that Honorable Noah's name was previously part of this, I so accept.
Honorable Way Forward Power, Antonio Power.
Thank you very much, Honorable Deputy Speaker. Honorable Speaker, Deputy Speaker, co-presiding, to the movement, I will be ready to vote when you can accept this simple amendment. The appearance, number D of the appearance of the ECOWAS Parliament be brought to B and B go down to D. Thank you very much.
To our highly respected honorable of.
We need to confirm whether or not ECOWAS is
So please confirm
of the legislature.
information.
Honorable Presiding Doyen, co-presiding distinguished colleagues, in the communication from ECOWAS sent to us, it is clearly stated in that communication that they will be here from 11 to 12. So looking at the time we still intend, I think that we can proceed as the agenda it is. When they come, because 11 to 12 is not specified.
Are you speaking to the previous communication?
The most recent communication that informing all of the time they'll be here, it says from 11 to 12.
Can you confirm that, Deputy Chief Clerk?
11 to 12, sorry, 11 to 12.
Confirm the time.
Communication written to the head of the ECOWAS delegation state 10 a.m. That's what we communicated them.
Inquiry was representing.
Can I respond to that communication?
No.
Can I respond to that communication?
We have not received any response. I'm trying to contact the recipient.
So, colleagues, The agenda actor, I think it should remain as it is to give our police.
I will wish that we make a reservation to the fact that ECOWAS is not here, and that when they appear, that we can give them the dispensation to make their presentation.
You are afraid of the jail on the So far, distinguished colleagues, with all of the amendments, are you ready to vote? Already or conceptually?
Honorable Deputy Speaker, co-presiding distinguished colleagues to the movement, considering that we got 4 appearances, are we ready to vote when you to consider that all of these appearances be captured under A in descending order while we move on with the other agenda item?
To my honorable distinguished colleague and a very good brother who have come a long way together with us, I really appreciate the fact that you have attempted to make an amendment to this agenda, but I will respectfully, honorably, humbly, duly reject.
Distinguished colleagues, with the final rejection, are you ready to vote? All those in favor of the motion say yeah. Against? Motion carried. Call for petition.
There is no petition, Honorable Presiding Officer.
Call for special committee.
No special committee report.
Call for standing committee's report.
No standing committee report.
Call for motion, bills, and resolution.
No bills, no motion, no resolution.
Business on speaker's desk.
Yes, the appearance of the Executive Director of Rural and Renewable Energy Agency as per the motion.
Please proceed.
So today, again, we expect agent of the executive to appear before the plenary of the House of Representatives, the majority blocks, so to speak, and they are being arranged to appear before this plenary. You are watching Spoon TV wherever you are. My name is Haji Masale, bringing you this live coverage from the joint chamber of the legislature. We are here doing this 9th day sitting of the House of Representatives. So today we have just 41 lawmakers in session. 2 asked for excuse. It still remains 30 absent. So we already have the renewable agency here in the building. Kevin, you can't pass money. Even the people.
Mr. Director, may I just say welcome? Thanks for coming.
Kevin. Even the people.
Deputy Chief Clerk?
Yes, sir.
Please read the communication. Right, the Executive Director.
Honorable Clarence Gar, Presiding Officer, Honorable House of Representatives, 55th Legislature, Republic of Liberia. Subject: request of the appearance of the Executive Director of the Rural Renewable Energy. Dear Honorable Presiding Officer, I wish you a compliment and craving the indulgence of the Honorable House of Representatives to request the appearance of the Executive Director of the Rural Renewable Energy Agency or his Deputy, Mr. Steve Porter, before plenary to provide briefing on their programs and activities relative to their electrifying rural communities as well as sources of the funding for these initiatives next week, Tuesday. Honorable Presiding Officer, it is my hope that this body will do the needful. Thank for your cooperation. Sincerely, yours, Honorable Alexander Paul, Representative, Electoral District Number 1, River G County. On the basis of that, we send this invite because we receive an excuse. Please permit me to read the excuse.
The chief clerk is reading of the brief. Let's allow you to do the introduction, then we'll make that decision on the phone. Please.
I acknowledge receipt of your communication dated November 5, 2024, which I received on November 6, 2024, inviting me to appear before the joint chambers of the legislature on Tuesday, November 12, 2024, to provide a comprehensive briefing on the electrification of rural communities across Liberia, including the sources of funding, as referenced in the communication from Honorable Alexander Paul, Representative of Electoral District Number 1, River G County. I wish to inform you that I am currently attending the 7th section of the International Solar Alliance Assembly in India, and I'm scheduled to return to Liberia on November 12, 2024. Due to my absence on the proposed date, I respectfully request that the Honorable House of Representatives grant an excuse and reschedule my appearance for the next sitting on Thursday, November 14, 2024. I appreciate your understanding and look forward to the opportunity to address the Honorable House regarding this vital initiative. With the highest regard, Samuel B. Nabo Jr., Executive Director. On the basis of that, plenary mandated us that the excuse was granted and we should reschedule him for today and the invitation. Honorable Samuel B. Nabo Jr., Executive Director, Rural and Renewable Energy Agency, Nipo Street, Monrovia, Liberia. Dear Honorable Samuel B. Nabo Jr., I present compliments and right by directive of the Honorable House of Representatives in section to acknowledge receipt of your letter dated November 8, 2024, in which you requested that the Honorable House of Representatives grant an excuse and reschedule your appearance for the next sitting on Thursday, November 14, 2024. Honorable Executive Director, the Honorable members will have me inform you your request is hereby granted and your appearance is rescheduled for Thursday instant, November 14, 2024 at 10 a.m. to address issues mentioned in the communication sent to you. Please accept sentiments of my highest esteem. Sincerely, Honorable C. Commerce Chair, Acting Chief Clerk. Honorable Presiding Officer, Co-Presiding Officer, distinguished Honorable ladies and gentlemen, those were the exchanges between the Executive Director and us on the basis for which he is here this morning. Thank you, sir.
Sergeant, please administer the vote. Honorable Director, please introduce yourself first and then we have to follow by the oath.
Yeah. For you to do the flower, right? Yeah.
Thank you very much, Honorable Presiding, Co-Presiding, members of the legislature. So my name is Samuel Boke Nangwe Jr. I am the Executive Director of the Rural Renewable Energy Agency. Accompanying me is Mr. Patrick Zumbo, who is our Director of Programs. And of course, I came with my executive assistant and Leroy Flo.
Please administer the oath to the executive director.
Please raise your right hand using my please. Raise your right hand, call your name, and repeat after me.
I, Samuel Bucket Langley Jr.,
do solemnly swear
that
the testimony I am about to give,
the testimony I am about to give,
as is related to this hearing,
Sergeant, with consultation, please allow the director to also stand, the program director.
so you can also raise your hand, the right hand, call your name, and repeat after me. So we know over, please.
I, Samuel Bucket Langley Jr.,
do solemnly swear
that
the testimony I am about to give,
the testimony I am about to give,
as it relates to this hearing,
that is related to this hearing,
will be the truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
So help me God.
You can please have your seat. Mr. Deputy Speaker, Honorable Co-Presiding Officer, and my distinguished honorable ladies and gentlemen of the Honorable House of Representatives, the witnesses are hereby qualified for today's section. Thank you very much.
We allow the proponent of the communication of the Ellis Call to present for 3 minutes, and then we'll listen to the executive director. Please respond. Honorable Ellis Paul. Thank you.
Honorable Presiding, Honorable Co-Presiding, distinguished colleagues. My communication is clearly articulated. I want to know from this agency, the Rural Renewable Agency, Energy Agency, this government institution that is responsible for the electrification of rural Liberia. I want to know their progress and their activities so far. And we also want to know their sources of funding. I want to know how those communities that are qualified are vetted, how they are qualified, and how many communities or cities in our rural counties that have been electrified so far, and what are the plans for other communities that have not been affected. I want to say thank you, and that is my communication. Distinguished colleagues.
Thank you, honorable colleagues. So we will now induct the honorable executive director. You will now take the still sorry, you will stand. The procedure here is as follows, as the chair, the distinguished honorable colleagues, and then you proceed. Thank you. Your response.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding, Honorable Co-Presiding, members of the legislature. It's a great honor to have the opportunity to appear here, as is required by law, to be able to respond to concerns of the Honorable Representative from Rwanda County, which he has the right to be able to know exactly what we are doing at the Rural and Renewable Energy Agency. And so to proceed with that, it is important for us to be able to lay some context in terms of who we are, our vision, our core values, our plans for action as we proceed forward. So as many of you will know, that initially in the RREA was established first as a result of an executive order by former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf in January 2010. And it operated in that format until July 15, 2015, when the National Legislature passed into law an act creating the Rural and Renewable Energy Agency. In terms of what we are set up to do, we are basically set up to facilitate and accelerate the economic transformation of rural Liberia by promoting the commercial development and supply of multi-energy services to rural areas with an emphasis on locally available renewable energy sources. Our vision is to become a primary torchbearer for promoting renewable energy technologies and services in Liberia. Our mission is to facilitate and accelerate the economic transformation of rural Liberia, be promoting the commercial development and supply of multi-energy services to rural areas with emphasis on locally available renewable sources.
I'm coming in on a point of order to the extent that I see the head of the RRE reading an official documentation. So I would have thought this document would have been circulated to members. While he reads, we can also follow. If there are copies, they can please share a copy of them with us. Thank you.
While it's true, the point of order is in place, but I think we should give the executive director for this position, just like you just did summarize for the hearing of our colleagues. Please. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Design. Our core values basically is about quality, transparency, accountability, and providing service with integrity. At the RREA, we are a proponent of off-grid electrification in Liberia. Our action plans are guided by the National Electrification Strategy, with the overarching objective to achieve universal electricity access in Liberia by 2030. The nationally declared target for Liberia is at 1.1 million, connection to 1.1 million households at a cost of US $608 million. So that's generally. For the off-grid electrification, our target is to create access to 326,000 households at a cost of $206 million. We've already been able to get committed funding from our partners in the amount of $148 million, but we still have a gap of about US $58 million. And we are committed to the development of at least 126,000 mini-grids at a cost of $1.68 million and provide services to Tier 1 solar development for about 200,000 households at a cost of $38 million. I want to go to our ongoing projects, which is the matter of interest of the Honorable Representative from River G. Currently, we have a total of 6 projects that are largely being funded by our donor partners. So in Lower Norfolk County, we have the Liberia Renewable Energy Access Project, and I will talk about that a little bit more in details later. In Niba County, we have the Renewable Energy for Electrification Project. And across Liberia, in several counties, we have the Liberia Electricity Sector Strengthening Access Project. In River G, we have the River G Hydropower Project. And then we have, for the southeast of Liberia, we have the Rural Electrification Program prioritizing southeast Liberia. And then we have an oncoming project, which is the SAP2, which is the Liberia Electricity Access and Strengthening Project. So in terms of details, with the first project, which is the layering up, we are committed to constructing 2.5 megawatt mini hydropower plant, supply and install 1.8 megawatt diesel power generators with fuel storage facilities. We're also constructing 33.4 kV distribution network. And then at the end of the day, we should be able to have connections for 10,000.
Going to the director?
Yes. And I'm really troubled about the EV presentation. To have such a voluminous document in its possession
Honorable colleague, motion is denied.
In that motion,
please, when you say you have been lifted, Executive Director, I think what is most important is that most of the colleagues have interest in the status of those 6 projects, where we are as it relates to those projects that have been implemented from previous governments to you as the Economic Executive Director.
the contest.
The beneficiaries have been
And if you allow me, Honorable Presiding, this is exactly what I am doing. I would have wished that the process and the procedure provided for us from the beginning, then we know exactly how to do it. But notwithstanding,
just summarize that. Please.
Well, okay. So these are 5 projects.
Abu Kulai, madam. Edith, please, summarize. Could I please approach the chair?
So very quickly.
You can spring away. Let it spring away.
When you break away right now for a new push up, I don't want to carry the move for them and go see.
Let me go point the heat.
Okay, so that's in no farm. So in Nima County, on the bidding for, we are also committed to construct a 9.3 megawatts hydropower plant, do a 15-kilometer or 33 kV evacuation line to be able to connect about 7,000 connections for people in Nimba and Bong County. This project is being funded by the African Development Bank and the government of Liberia. For the Liberia Electricity Sector Strengthening Access Project, we are doing 100% solarization for 90 health centers. We are doing electrification in off-grid areas through Tier 1 to Tier 3 systems through our result-based financing. And we have completed, in fact, the installation of 468 solar street lights in Harpo, Cabell Camp, Barkingville, and so on.
What deny?
Information we will interview Honorable. Yes, questions that the director is implying. We will interview Honorable Soka.
Honorable Presiding, Honorable Co-Presiding, distinguished colleagues, I make a shot, and if the presiding in his wisdom to give opportunity to provide a way forward at the same time. The information is that the Rural Renewable Energy Agency is a very specialized agency and is very critical to the economic transformation, especially in the energy sector. The complexity of this work especially on the margin, in the wake of the climate change. I think the director and the management in sufficient time need a body from this committee that will work with them so that they will be able to prepare an update and comprehensive report that will be useful. With that, Honorable Presiding, if you will allow me in your own wisdom, in the authority of your government, to put forward a way forward on this matter. With that, given the importance of this entity, I move at this moment, if it can be seconded, that a specialized committee be set up to work with the Rural Renewable Energy Agency to prepare an update, a comprehensive update that will be able to address the concern and provide information that will prepare the way for this body to effectively engage and understand the development that is being rolled out in our respective districts across the country. And I would move that this committee is set up today, and within 2 weeks, a comprehensive report is distinguished management reappear with a comprehensive report, if I can get a second.
With the motion made and seconded, distinguished colleagues, to have the executive director work with a specialized committee to report to this body in 2 weeks. Are you ready to vote? All those in favor of the motion, please raise your hand. Your right hand. Thank you. Resume.
Honorable Presiding Officer, Co-Presiding Officer, distinguished honorable ladies and gentlemen, the vote is unanimous. Thank you.
So, with the vote being unanimous, distinguished colleagues, are you ready to vote? All those ready to vote? Sorry. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, man.
This is not Nima.
Our executive director would like to say thank you so much.
This is the chairmanship very soon. I will put the chairmanship.
Presentation. It is our hope that you will incorporate the committee that is going to be set up so that we can have a resolution in this matter. Thank you so much. The committee members are as follows. Honorable Johnson Williams, chairperson.
Johnson Williams?
Johnson Williams, chairman. Honorable Ernest Marcy, co-chair. Honorable Anthony Williams, member. Honorable Samuel Brown, member. Honorable Julie F. William, member. Honorable Steve T. Park, member. Honorable Elijah, member. Honorable Jeremiah Soka, member. Thank you. Resource person, member. Thank you.
I'm a volunteer resource person.
Oh, thank you. That should be on the agenda, no problem. The presiding yourself. Don't consider discharge. Thank you. Thank you. Signer, please escort our guests.
Thank you. Okay.
So the director of the Renewable Agency, that's the Rural Renewable Agency, just concluded his appearance here in plenary session. We'll go back to the acting chief clerk for the next item.
Police that were invited.
So we expect the appearances of Marvin Cole, Frank Safoko, Eugene Colley, Sonebo Noah, Edward Pape Flomo, and others. They're supposed to appear before this plenary to clear their names on some allegations. So there's a communication from them.
A right to crave the indulgence and to bring to the attention of this August body with immediate effect to invite the Public Works Minister, Roland Lafayette Giddings, to explain and give an account of how the US $22 million which was allocated in the 2024 national budget for the sole purpose of maintaining and rehabilitating the Saclay-Pierre to Zwedru corridor and the Zwedru to Kawigan corridor was spent. Honorable Deputy Speaker and distinguished colleagues, it can be recalled that this August budget, through a unanimous vote, apportioned the amount mentioned supra in fulfillment and support of His Excellency Joseph Nyuma Boakar's promise to the Liberian people that within the period of 100 days, no car will get stuck in the mud, especially on national roads. It is from this backdrop that the Ministry of Public Works was giving the money for the earth pavement of the corridors as mentioned herein. Fellow colleagues, within less than 2 months of the rehabilitation of the corridors, while the Zwedru to Kawigan corridor still remains pliable, it is reported that the Saclay-Pierre to Zwedru corridor is almost impossible. Our people are finding it very difficult to access the southeastern road due to the deplorability of the road. Our local farmers' produce are perishing, while the goods of prominent and eminent businessmen and women are gradually damaging on the highways due to the impossibility of the corridor. Honorable Deputy Speaker and esteemed colleagues, while it is true that it is not in the purview of the legislature to spend public monies, but it is a part of this branch of government responsibility to have an oversight of how government ministries and agencies spend monies that are appropriated to them through the national budget. Distinguished colleagues, it is very paramount for Minister Giddings to come to plenary and explain to this August body as to how the money was spent and which engineer company was authorized to rehabilitate the corridor between Saclay-Pierre and Zwedru. Thanks for your kindness, consideration, and support to doing the Liberian people's work. Honorable Anthony F. Williams, son, Representative, People Sorrogan District, Electoral District number 2, Maryland County. Honorable Presiding Officer, Co-Presiding Officer, distinguished honorable ladies and gentlemen, that is the reading of the communication from your colleague, Honorable Anthony F. Williams. Thank you, sir.
Distinguished colleagues, listen to the reading of the communication from our distinguished colleague, Anthony Williams, County, what is a pleasure. Barbara Kisi Collins.
Thank you.
The Honorable Presiding, Honorable Co-Presiding, distinguished colleagues, having listened to the well-explanatory communication from our colleague, Honorable Anthony Williams of Maryland County, I move, if I can obtain a second, that our honorable gentleman be given 3 to 5 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes to expatiate on his communication with subsequent submission to the Committee on Public Account. If I can obtain a second.
With the motion being seconded, the presiding will choose 3 minutes. Before restating our motion, distinguished colleagues, are you ready to vote? All those in favor of the colleagues trying to elasticize, please begin by saying yeah. Yeah. Those against architecture. Honorable Williams.
Thank you, Honorable Deputy Speaker, Honorable Presiding, Co-Presiding, distinguished colleagues. Thank you very much. I will be laconic. Having listened to the self-explanatory letter from my office in sent to this upper body, Mr. Deputy Speaker, Honorable Co-Presiding, distinguished colleague, you would agree with me that when we talk about in January, the President of the Republic of Liberia thought that it was important that the rural connectivities in this country be addressed adequately. Having been briefed by some people around him, they thought it was important he should make that pronouncement that has to do with 100 days, no car will hitch. But today, as we speak, the road from Nima County to Grangeda County, it is impossible for our people to get back to Maryland County or to the southeastern county. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Co-Presiding distinguished colleagues, I think the pronouncement by the President, it is embarrassing. It is embarrassing to all of us here because we took the President's pronouncement to our people that look, President Joseph Human Boakai is now concerned about the rules, as he also articulated in his presentation, rule. But to our utmost surprise, in 2024, this November, to get to Maryland County, Mr. Deputy Speaker, Co-President, distinguished colleague, you ought to spend 4 to 5 days on the road to just to get to the schedule. It is alarming. It's very, very much disappointing. So I brought the communication before plenary to take a decision so that our people that elected all of us here will know that yes, indeed, we are doing the business of the Liberian people and exercising the check and balance for which we are voted for. On that note, Mr. Presiding, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Presiding, Mr. Co-Presiding, distinguished colleagues, I create the indulgence of this August body to invite the Minister of Public Works and his contractors so that they will be able to explain to the Liberian people how that money would be spent on our road. There's a debate surrounding the money. Some people, he said he did not spend the entire 222 million. He will use somewhere around 80, but up to now, we are not aware. So I strongly believe a committee should look at that very conscientiously so that our people can really feel the representation that we are here to provide for them. Thank you very much.
Thank you, distinguished colleague. With the presentation made by the proponent, we now enforce the motion made for the distinguished colleague of local county. All those who think about motion, please make it up and say yea.
Yeah.
Okay. Motion is carried. Party Chief, please submit requesting the Minister of Public Works here to the Committee of Public Account for due diligence and subsequent report to this honorable body. Next.
The second communication from Honorable Williams. Honorable Thomas P. Fowler, Presiding Officer and Deputy Speaker, 55th National Legislature, House of Representatives, Capitol Building, Republic of Liberia. Dear Honorable Deputy Speaker and distinguished colleagues, I extend my kindest regards and humbly request the indulgence of this plenary to invite Madam Sarah Beslu Yanti, Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Liberia. The purpose is to present any plan and modality from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs relative to the establishment of a Liberian diplomatic mission in Rwanda. Honorable Deputy Speaker and esteemed colleagues, the prolonged absence of such a mission has continuously created significant difficulties for Liberians residing in Rwanda, particularly for the hundreds of Liberian students and other residents. It has been reported that Liberian citizens are facing considerable challenges in obtaining travel documents and accessing other essential services. These challenges include but are not limited to one, difficulty in obtaining travel documents. Many Liberians in Rwanda are struggling to secure passports and other necessary travel documents, which hampers their ability to travel for education, work, or personal reasons. 2. Limited access to consular services. The absence of a diplomatic mission means that Liberians have limited access to consular services including legal assistance and support in emergencies. 3. Educational and professional barriers. Liberian students in Rwanda face administrative hurdles that could be alleviated with the presence of a diplomatic mission, such as verification of academic credentials and facilitation of student exchanges. 4. Community support and engagement. The establishment of a diplomatic mission will provide a focal point for community support and engagement, fostering a sense of security and belonging among Liberians in Rwanda. Fellow colleagues, reports coming in from our insiders suggest that there are 10,000 to 12,000 Liberians living in Rwanda, and this number continues to grow. Additionally, we have observed an influx of Liberian youth and students pursuing education in Rwanda. Given the importance of maintaining close relations with our fellow African nations, we believe it is crucial to establish a genuine and robust diplomatic presence in Rwanda. Honorable Deputy Speaker and distinguished colleagues, the establishment significantly lighten these challenges, providing much needed support and services to our citizens. It will also strengthen the bilateral relations between Liberia and Rwanda, thus promoting mutual cooperation and development. Again, as I create this plenary indulgence, I look forward to the presence of the Honorable Minister to discuss this critical issue and to hear your insights and plans for addressing the needs of Liberians in Rwanda. Yours sincerely, Honorable Anthony F. Williams, Representative, Pliwo Sorokan District, Electoral District Number 2, Maryland County. Honorable Presiding Officer, Co-Presiding Officer, distinguished honorable ladies and gentlemen, that is a reading of the communication from Honorable Williams. Thank you, sir.
Distinguished colleagues, you listen to the reading of the communication has been read. What is your pleasure? Honorable Secretary.
Honorable Presiding, distinguished colleagues, having read this communication, knowing the nature of this communication and the interests of our international partners and the country as a whole, I would like to, if I can obtain a second, that a specialized committee be named, established, to go thoroughly into this and report to plenary in 2 weeks.
2 seconds. Distinguished colleague, motion, did I hear a second? Yes. With the motion being seconded, are you ready to vote? Already on.
Mr. Presiding, Co-Presiding colleagues, to the movement, considering the crucial nature of the matter above, and perhaps there are ongoing negotiations already that is being done by the Minister of Foreign Affairs. It will be prudent enough that the Minister appear before this body. So I will be ready to vote were you to consider that the Minister of Foreign Affairs be made to appear before this body on Tuesday. I will be ready to vote.
Yes or no question? I think, yeah, let me do my job. My brother, my junior brother, and veteran, I'd like to say here that you have explained well, and I don't think that this is against this process. Having said that, I will accept because You know.
Thank you. Distinguished colleagues, with the motion be accepted, are you ready to vote? All those in favor of minister appearing on Tuesday, please say yea. Against the motion is carried. Honorable Delegation,
Yes. Reconciliation.
Communication from Honorable Honorable Thomas P. Falla, Deputy Speaker, Presiding Officer, each section. Honorable House of Representatives, 55th National Legislature, Liberia, November 8, 2024. Dear Honorable Presiding Officer, Co-Presiding Officer, and esteemed members of the Honorable House of Representatives, subject: request to summon Ministers of Internal Affairs and Finance, Development Planning on payment issues for local government appointees. On behalf of the people of Rwanda County, and in recognition of the legislative mandate to ensure fiscal accountability and the welfare of public servants, I write to respectfully solicit the indulgence of this honorable plenary to summon the Minister of Internal Affairs, MIA, and the Minister of Finance and Development Planning, MOFDP. The significance behind this summon is to inquire and establish the prevailing reasons behind the non-payment of majority of the presidential appointees at the local government level ever since they are appointed. And specifically, the statutory district superintendents, statutory district development officer, district commissioner, district inspectors, township commissioners, and city mayors across Rwanda and other counties. The delay in compensating these employees has subjected them to serious economic hardship, contravening their right to timely remuneration and weakening their ability to effectively execute their responsibility in service to the people. We trust that the honorable ministers appearing before this body will enable us to access the financial gaps or challenges and adopt viable solutions to mitigate these pressing issues affecting the welfare of our local government personnel. In the spirit of our commitment to diligent public service and the well-being of all public servants, I respectfully urge this honorable plenary to grant this request. Thank you for your kind consideration. Respectfully, yours, Honorable Axel B. Chlope, Representative District Number 2, Rwanda County. Mr. Presiding Officer, Co-Presiding Officer, distinguished honorable ladies and gentlemen, that is the reading of the communication from your colleague, Honorable Axel B. Chlope. Thank you, sir.
Distinguished colleagues, can we consider this as an addendum?
Yes.
To the committee that was set up
yes.
dealing with the internal affairs?
Yes.
So we got the motion of remark to that effect.
Okay. So, Mr. Presiding, Co-Presiding, fellow colleagues, I think you have already gave us the roadmap to the motion. So we want to move, Mr. Presiding, that the proponent of this communication be given at least 2 minutes to give an insight into the communication, and this letter be referred to the committee already set up, the specialized committee, if I can obtain a second.
The motion is being seconded, and let's give our colleagues the chairs, and nothing will change. So, 3 minutes, Honorable Asewo.
Honorable Presiding, Honorable Co-Presiding, distinguished colleagues, I feel greatly fascinated to be given this audacity to briefly expound on the communication just read. Distinguished colleagues, Rwanda is raising the flag, but this issue is not unique to Rwanda County. Many of you here from your district receive hundreds of calls every week concerning local government officials not being paid. And this started back almost 5-6 years ago. And that was little increase after the inception of this government. Since the government came to being, those local government officials that were given green letters have not received their pay. And as it is said in the communication, that is undermining their authority as local government officials. As we speak, local government officials are not even being able to fill their homes, not to talk about paying student school fees. So therefore, I'm asking the honorable body that the letter be sent to the committee as proposed, so that the Minister of Internal Affairs and Minister of Finance will explain to us the reason behind local government officials not being paid. I so submit.
With the submission, distinguished colleagues, we will now test the motion. All those in favor of the motion made, please begin no by saying yeah. Against. Motion is carried. Nice.
Communication from Honorable Donald T. Likia. Honorable Thomas Fala, Deputy Speaker and Presiding Officer, 55th National Legislature, House of Representatives, Capitol Hill, Capitol Hill, Monrovia, Liberia. Dear Honorable Presiding, I present compliments and wish to request an excuse from section to enable me attend the International Road Fund Performance-Based Contracts Executive Seminar slated for November 11 to 20, 2024 in Washington, D.C., USA. The seminar is expected to bring together more than 118 countries to discuss annual performance and progress of the RRF in an effort to provide world-class knowledge resources and advocacy services and continuous education programs which together offer a global marketplace for best practices and solutions. Thanks for your understanding as we look forward to rejoining you soon. Kind regards, Honorable Donald T. Blikia, Representative, Electoral District Number 6, Neva County. Honorable Presiding Officer, Co-Presiding Officer, distinguished honorable ladies and gentlemen, that is a reading of a communication from your colleague, Honorable Blikia.
Can we know the well, representing our country? The next assistant of Same Ghana.
Honorable Thomas P. Fala, Deputy Speaker and Presiding Officer, Capitol Hill, Republic of Liberia. Dear Honorable Presiding Officer, we present with compliments and right to inform you that I will be away from all legislative activities due to illness starting today, November 14, 2024, to undergo treatment. Thanks for the attention and may Almighty Allah, God bless us all. Best regards, Sam P. Jala, Representative, District Number 3, Bombay County. Honorable Presiding Officer, Co-Presiding Officer, distinguished honorable ladies and gentlemen, that is the reading of the communication. Also,
in similar manner, we noted which our colleague well as we go through his treatment. Next.
Another letter of excuse from Honorable One Way. Go ahead. Dear Honorable Deputy Speaker and Presiding, reference. Yeah.
Yeah. Read the communication and think once you want to travel, you know what?
He's here today, so we can read it.
Yeah, but he lives
in Saturday. 2 months?
Yes.
Please accept my sincere compliments, Honorable Deputy Speaker and distinguished colleagues. This is to duly inform this august body that I am due abroad for my routine medical checkups. Honorable Presiding and distinguished colleagues, it is my ardent hope and prayer to rejoin you in this sacred chamber to continue the Liberian people's business in concert with our co-legislative prerogatives of lawmaking, representation, and oversight. With due courtesy, I will submit with assurances of my highest esteem. Sincerely yours, Honorable Robert Flomo Wamba, Representative Electoral District Number 4, Bon County. Mr. Presiding Officer, Co-Presiding Officer, distinguished honorable ladies and gentlemen, that is the other excuse for Honorable Wamba.
This severe manner will let the wish of well and seek this man qualification and return to the operating business. Next.
Appearances.
We have ECOWAS. Why are you checking next? Appearances of the police. Sanya, please check on the ECOWAS delegation.
Honorable Presiding Officer, distinguished honorable ladies and gentlemen, again, those communications were set duly, and we have only one lawmaker who received the communication in presence of Honorable Edward Pape Flomo. And this morning, we received a reply from him. With your permission, I can read it, sir.
Please go ahead.
C. Commerce Chair, Acting Chief Clerk, the Honorable House of Representatives, 55th Legislature, Republic of Liberia. Dear Mr. Chair, I present you sincere compliments and hereby write to acknowledge receipt of your communication sent to me by your office on November 12, 2024, under the instructions of the Honorable House of Representatives in section, inviting me to appear before the body on Thursday, November.
Excuse me, please.
I present you sincere compliments and hereby write to acknowledge receipt of the communication sent to me by your office on November 12, 2024, under the instructions of the Honorable House of Representatives in section, inviting me to appear before the body on Thursday, November 14, 2024 at 10 a.m. in the joint chamber of the legislature. However, I hereby mandate you to inform said body, the Honorable House of Representatives in section, to present said communication to the office of the Speaker, Councillor J. Fonati Kofa, or attend the session in the main chamber on Thursday, November 14, 2024, to permit me to submit myself to investigation. Thanks for your consideration, and I look forward to your cooperation. Best regards, sincerely yours, Edward Pape Flomo.
So Edward Pape Flomo was waiting to present himself to be here rather in this chamber, but he has replied saying that the investigation should be done in the main chamber of the House of Representatives, presided over by J. Fonati Kofa.
Based on the reading of the organization, firstly, few of our colleagues were invited, and as information given by the deputy clerk, it is one of our colleagues responding as they read by the deputy chief clerk, found the 6 of our colleagues did not respond to our invite as it relates to the allegation. Having said that, distinguished colleagues, we listen to the acting chief clerk. What is your real pleasure of the family?
Mr. Deputy Speaker and co-presiding distinguished colleague, having listened to the communication from Honorable Flomo,
informing this body that said communication should be sent to his lawyer, the speaker. But the speaker is a lawyer. Yeah. To his lawyer, the speaker. I move
Please approach the chair. Please approach the chair.
That the said communication be received, open for discussion, and that the colleague who are within our midst and are official complainant in the same matter be given the opportunity to explain and present to this body that should be formed in the context of a committee of the whole to listen to their complaint and take a decision. If so, granted.
Distinguished colleagues, before the motion is accepted or rejected, we'd like to lay this premise as a reminder. Plenary took a decision last week, that we resolved into the committee of the whole to have these allegations against our colleagues being investigated, our colleagues be given due process, appear here to exonerate themselves in keeping with due process. So it is that procedure we try to follow. Remember that we have ourselves resolved into committee of the whole. So we keep our deliberation in that confines. Thank you. Having said that, distinguished colleagues, with the motion, may are you ready to vote? All ready?
To the movement, Honorable Presiding, Co-Presiding, colleagues, I will be ready to vote if the movement can accept my amendment, not only for the complainant to appear.
Please allow the amendment. You have the information, please.
For the complainant not only to appear before this committee of a whole to constitute the hearing in order to fulfill the component of our law called due process, but they should be made to present or display all necessary pieces of evidence to substantiate their claims or complaint into this matter. If the movement can accept said unreadiness, I will be ready to vote.
What is it? So I said, but although
you have to project those pieces of evidence today. Are we prepared for that?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You can have it.
Already, Honorable Margaret Thomas.
I will be ready to vote. Understanding the fact that in criminal investigation, crime is not transferable. And it is obvious that someone who is under investigation will refer to his lawyer. But that letter does not explicitly say that Kofa, though representing a lot of institutions, may be his lawyer, but it's not clear. So we can speak to that. So I will be ready to vote that we further communicate to these individuals, allowing them another opportunity to appear before the committee of the whole on Tuesday, under our doctrine of due process, 21 of our rules. Thank you.
To my learned colleague, experience, the Chief and Anthony-at-Law Marcus Thomas and his unreadiness, I think in good faith, are so rejected.
With the rejection, distinguished colleagues, are you ready to vote? All those in favor of the motion say yeah. Against? Okay. We allow committee of the whole, distinguished colleagues, this is a dedicated issue. We hope our colleagues should pay attention as we go through this deliberation. Please, we give each of our colleagues at least 3 minutes. We'll take the first set of colleagues, the first part in that sequence, because we all have interest in this matter. Thank you. I'll begin. Information and then before.
Honorable distinguished Deputy Speaker, co-presiding, distinguished colleagues, my information has got to do with the fact that we already have some evidences on hand, and I would have preferred that this evidence be displayed on screen that the body could look at, and then before getting into the deliberation.
Yes, I think the chair will accept that information so that you can steer the conversation. I think so. With your permission, distinguished colleagues, can we do that? Allow the projection prior to discussion.
Yes, sir.
Are we ready, technicians?
Very soon, let them pursue a narrative while we get we are ready.
Display. So we get 5 minutes to allow me to prepare.
Very shortly, we So we sit here, we have other police in here, members of the fourth estate, started this morning, and then no disruption. This is as you can see on the screen, so CBS and TV is still here, the joint chiefs, we see presiding, the speaker, co-presiding, some members, some co-chair, in consultation. Yeah. So CBS and TV is currently removed from the joint chief. Share this live broadcast. Again, we want to say the atmosphere here is peaceful, is unique. The coolness is there, has been restored. The maintenance department is actually working. Let's go back to our presiding officer here, this Thomas Father.
While we await our technicians to do the work, we allow our colleagues, especially completed, and what we call the valley, at least 3 minutes each, which time will open up for deliberations, and then subsequently we'll have presentation of this meeting. So colleagues, please, I will still be quiet. With your permission, distinguished colleagues, we allow our colleagues to present. Our speaker, our Ellis Paul, our Melvin, take the lead on the 3 minutes each. 3 minutes. I'll take a chance for your work.
Honorable Presiding, Honorable Co-Presiding, distinguished colleagues, I, Honorable Alexander Poor, and few of my colleagues wrote our complaint to this honorable plenary, complaining few of our colleagues, namely Honorable Josiah Madipo, Honorable Edward Papiskomo, Honorable Frank Saifugo, Honorable Luigi J.M. Colley, Honorable Abu Bana Kamara, Honorable Sonibo Noah, Alice Noah, and Honorable Sina Noma. For engaging in unorthodox, unrepresentative, dishonorable, and undesirable act against this august body on Tuesday, the 17th of October, when we came to section to do the work of the Liberian people business in the main chamber of
of the Honorable House of Representatives. These individuals meeting here were seen in our presence, in the presence of my colleagues who are complainants along with me, insulting, engaging, even in physical fight, where one of my staff was attacked and even the phone got missing. Honorable Steve Tigwa, one of the staffers got stabbed on his side by those hooligans, those thugs that they brought to attack us. And those guys were brought in this building by Mavico, especially, and were attacked. They did not even remain there. They followed us here in the joint chamber. They not last the place. Insulted us. And our Papi Flobo was seen insulting. Which act is in breach of Rule 42.2 of our rules, which states, and I read, no member shall insult, abuse, or harass other persons within the confines of the house, or cause disturbance to the activities of the house. And so these guys were born breaching our rules, and desecrating the sanctity of this sacred chamber. And so I hereby bring their complaint, which we have pictorial evidence and video evidence, material evidence to prove their actions, which brought public disrepute to this august body. So I so submit and provide the opportunity to my other colleagues that may act if I may forget any. Thank you very much, distinguished Honorable Presiding and distinguished colleagues. I rest with peace.
Information. What's the kind of information?
Mr. Presiding, who presiding distinguished colleague, I will ask that any of the matter that they need read in our colleague investigation can be called by the sergeant at the door as to whether or not either of those parties are not around to give notice.
Colleague, I think it's a plan having come from the anti-chief clerk, deputy chief clerk, and they did not respond to your communications. It's a plan that they are not here. I think we should proceed. Go ahead, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Presiding, Honorable Co-Presiding, distinguished colleagues, when the people of the Electoral District 2 River Examination,
Mr. Presiding, Mr. Co-Presiding colleagues, Mr. Presiding, Rule 48 of the standing rule of this House call for due process procedures. I will want to reiterate what the honorable gentleman from County District Number 7 just said. It's possible that our colleagues refuse to receive the communication sent them, but again, they might have received it through other means, either through our chat room, or they could be watching a live video that is currently hearing what is going on here. So I will advise when Sergeant at Arms is not being paid, not going anywhere, then at the bureau entrances is secret chamber to see or verify whether our police are within the corridor of this area wanting to come to respond to the
If it is the popular view of the Bloc police section, so shall it be. Sergeant at Arms, please make sure call again for our colleagues from the bureau entrances. describe the names around. Additional information while the sergeant at arms carried on his work. Please describe the names of those colleagues that were invited.
Honorable President, co-presiding distinguished colleagues, I appreciate what my colleague said, but I think that should be done after the complainants have presented their case, and then they can call upon whether we pass it.
The presiding please cry the name of those colleagues, the names of all of our colleagues that were invited. Check the bureau entrances and see. You have copied tumors and have it pronounced. Then remember to do the roll call.
Come.
Chief. So the names of those accused to come and clear their names will be read about the sergeant at arms.
Honorable J. Marvin Cole, Honorable Edward Papi Fromo, Honorable Frank Safogo Jr., Honorable Frank Safogo Jr., Honorable Ellis Sonnyboy Noir, Honorable Ellis Sonnyboy Noir, Honorable Eugene J.M. Collin, Honorable Eugene J.M. Collin, Honorable Abu Bana Kamara, Honorable Abu Bana Kamara, Honorable Sina A. Nomo, Honorable Sina A. Nomo, Honorable Deputy Speaker, Honorable Co-Presiding Officer, and my distinguished honorable ladies and gentlemen of the Honorable House of Representatives. All those honorable members' names are not in chamber present. Thank you very much.
Distinguished colleagues, with the absence and report for the sergeant at arms, we now proceed with our deliberation. So we'll invite to our colleagues, the complainants, to proceed.
The speaker, due to their actions, why
Honorable Presiding, Honorable Co-Presiding, distinguished colleagues, when I got inducted, the chief clerk gave me an envelope that had bills that were already passed by the 54th National Legislature and the rules of the House of Representatives. Rules were given to me that will guide me as a lawmaker to serve my country, my people. In that rule, I saw Rule 42.2 that reads, no member shall insult, abuse, or harass all persons within the confines of the House or cause disturbances to the activities of the House. As a son to my father growing up, I learned to be obedient and I was trained. And that training made me the city I am today. The people of the Electoral District 2, Rivers County,
saw that commitment in me and elected me to come and represent them. Since I got inducted, I've never violated any of the rules of the 55th National Legislature. On October 17, on that fateful Tuesday, I was so disappointed to see my fellow colleagues, Honorable Doma, Honorable Melvin Cole, Honorable Alex Noah, to come and represent them. That's why in this country we have 73 districts, and I represent my district. He was elected by his district. If he doesn't want to do the work of their districts, you cannot hinder me from doing the work of my district. And so I was instructed, I was denied to enter the chamber in which I was inducted. These fellow colleagues of mine, our presiding fellow colleagues, sent their talks to deny me from serving my people. And later on, when the information went to other colleagues and the disturbances were how we decided to continue doing the Liberian people's work. And so we came to the joint chamber to conduct the Liberian people's business. And again, these same colleagues of mine came after us and they started attacking. In that attack, J. Marvin Cole, Honorable Flomo, Edward Papi Flomo, with my 2 eyes that God gave me, saw them coming to attack me. And when I started to retreat, they told their thoughts to turn up and with blood and cloth. And I also want to thank God for the national government who provided the means of me having security. And my security came to rescue me. In rescuing me, the object that is brought to attack me was used on my security. A sharp instrument was used to pierce the side of my officer, my security. The phone was also taken, and other citizens that took some pictures, and they have even asked to be able to give the pictures. We are talking to some of them, and they are saying they don't want to melt in the affairs of our colleagues, but we are begging them for the sake of the record to provide the pictorials so that we can also show to the world the kind of brutal attack that we went through. With that being said, I submit and subject myself to the investigation for further questions, if so be. Distinguished colleagues, on our fateful day, on Tuesday, 17th of October, was my first time to see what has been called a lawmaker to go in the office of the Deputy Speaker, beautiful man, to insult him, insult his parents, his mother. When I have gone into my body to attend nation people coming for session, I had to go in and saw a lot of police. It was very much surprising. Marvin Cole pointing his hand at the Deputy Speaker, and he wanted to beat me. I
I walked away and said, where? This is my first time to see a lawmaker that was duly elected by his people to come to Monrovia and do the work of the district. To be the one to tell like this morning, something is wrong somewhere. And then the person started walking after me. We all came. I came ahead in session. But before getting the session, they run our men thrown outside there. Was that an easy thing? Then I will walk into this building and all of us are saying today, quietly. It was not an easy thing people did that morning. I saw Madipo, Zina Nova, who were the head of the group with Sanfogo. The first came to see what was happening. When we sat there for some time, we saw the police from maybe CDC in groups 6 to 7 persons walking in to our session. That was a good day and the time to remember that the fallen hero has not followed. So we started coming for our police. Within a second, they went back for reinforcement. To our utter surprise, I saw them pushing people over us as members of the legislature, and we all went together because of our grievances, and we have expressed 6 of them. Era Papi Fromo, Eric Solebon Noah, or Rusina Noah, or Abu Kamara, or Dusha Magi for the hair, Prince Abu, the second hair, and using body, moving on us to disrupt our session, and even decided to beat on us that very morning. So, ladies and gentlemen, up there, we're telling our police, I think you were out here after 4 days to witness what's going on. It doesn't matter what explanation when you go to the judiciary. This is why we are speaking today among our police that we can see the road. Ladies and gentlemen, but God said I would like to sit here and do an pro business. So we just said, well, thank you for what went on. I mean, we all know what went on exactly, so there was no explanation. Thank you.
Distinguished colleagues, to listen to the presentation from our colleagues, members of the Honorable House of Representatives, in response to the presentation from our distinguished colleagues. In this case, the compliment. So the floor is now open. We'll take the first part of the 30-minute speech. Honorable Evans to begin with.
Thank you, Mr. President, Mr. Co-President, colleagues. Mr. President, let me say thanks to the 3 gentlemen, one from River S, one from River G, and one from Nema County for bringing before this honorable body complaint against some of our colleagues. But Mr. President, I would want to ask our colleagues a few questions. It is true that some of us were here, we observed what went on, but again, we are not omnipresent. We cannot be all over at the same time. My first question to the honorable gentleman, go to the honorable gentleman from Rwanda. I listened to you. You said when you came to this house on your first day, the chief clerk met you and gave you an envelope. And that envelope contained bills that were passed by the 54th legislature and also the rule of the 54th legislature. My question to you, did the chief clerk also give you a copy of the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia that you sought to uphold and defend? That's one. My second question goes to the honorable gentleman from Nema County. Are you aware of Article 44 of the Liberian Constitution that says that you cannot be prevented from going to work or coming from work. Are you saying that the honorable gentleman name in your explanation prevented you from coming to work? The reason I'm stressing these points is because the Constitution is the organic law of this land. It even supersedes our rule. So are you saying that the gentleman in question prevented you from going to section? And lastly, where were you gathered that day? Were you headed to the main chambers, or were you headed to the joint chambers? If you were headed to out of those chambers, are those the regular places prescribed under the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia for you to assemble? And if yes, Honorable Presiding, are there any physical evidence? Like I said, some of us were around that day. So I also made my way to the joint chambers that day. Are there any physical evidence within this joint chamber now that can prove that you were prevented, or if not prevented, but you were locked up? And if you were locked up, under whose instruction?
Well, with the question directly asked to me, yes, when I got accountability and presented my certificate to the chief clerk, I was given that broad parcel, and to name everything in that broad parcel, the bills that were passed by the 54th National Legislature, the rules of the National Legislature, and the Constitution of Liberia. Sorry, it was an oversight to not have named everything that was in that parcel, but I'm familiar with the Constitution of Liberia. Thank you for that brilliant question. I would say yes. I think we have a picture of everything here. It's too good that you said that you were in the hall. Or what went on was just exactly what you said. The staff doesn't come to session. Before we can even get here, it was not an easy thing that morning. Because they have gone and locked all of these doors. And for our security to come and make sure that it's open, it took us another hour. It was not an easy thing. Those that were here, so the journalists took pictures of everything that went on. And exactly the question you asked, yes, they happened.
Presiding.
Also asked about what instruction.
Okay.
Thank you. You talk about the constitutional provision.
Yes. Sorry, my colleague. That morning, that fateful morning, I gave one instruction of Maliko, and Safu first for police and joined them. And we are aware, and they are aware of the Constitution. That gave us that mandate to come here and put it on forward. So that was very clear, and we just said it. And that is what it did that morning. Start what we can do.
Thank you. Further information, everything Chief Clerk is telling about, I hope you take note and recall this of all of these areas of peace. Boca. to the complainants, one of our rules is state that in order for one to complain, he must be injured. And listen very well and retain. You mentioning the deputy speaker that you were insulted, you were humiliated. But what I would like to know is, you mentioned him simply because he should have been the presiding officer that very day and you were obstructed? Or are you complaining on his behalf? That's my question.
No. Thank you, Orukoga. I'm not complaining on his behalf. So we knew that the terrorist supposed to have designed here because in the absence of the speaker, when we have no for the permanence in him, we know the law.
He made mention of the speaker or the terrorist speaker because then the speaker was out of the country. And normally since we got deported, please go to witness their own state. So please, similar proceeding with members of the executive for here. Honorable Presiding, with the respect of due process, I would like to recommend that Honorable Yakumo be excused from this section for intruding with us. And we have to be clear with it.
Witness, hold on.
I'm a witness, but I have a right.
Order.
No.
Order. It's not time to proceed.
Let me say this clearly to the honor, please use for the honor. What? Okay. How are you? To me. You defer.
Yeah. Honorable Presiding, police. Honorable Presiding, I want for our police, the honorable gentleman from Rwanda County, to understand that he is on the stand. He is a complainant. He cannot decide to us how we conduct his hearing. That is the point of order I want to call him to.
So this is a due process given to Representatives Marvin Coase, Foko, Edward Pape, Flomo, and others on the situation that happened here on the 2nd of October.
And therefore, I want that request to be honored to make the investigation a free and fair one. Thank you. Thank you.
So the lawmakers just named are being investigated in absentia.
He was the one to preside since I got elected and inducted when the speaker is outside or sometimes in country. He gave that authority to the deputy speaker to do that due diligence. And so he spoke on behalf of the deputy speaker, not as an opinion on his behalf, but that he shall preside and represent or obstructed. And therefore, John, the House of Representatives was impeded and there's a question
Honorable Presiding, co-presiding, fellow colleagues, the witness. I follow the three of you and your explanations provided here. And in my summary of your explanation, you mentioned 3 scenarios at the door of our chambers. You mentioned these joint chambers, and you mentioned outdoors.
To the honorable gentleman, the industrial and illustrious son from River says, specific question to you. You said that your security was staffed. Could you tell this body where, when, and exactly what happened? Thank you.
After we were prevented from entering our main chamber where I was inducted, our police, and let me use the most famous word right now, regroup. And so we came to the joint chamber to continue the Liberian people business. And when we gathered here, I met some folks standing here, Honorable Fogo, and I met Edward Papi Flogo at the entrance with his thoughts. And we sat to do the Liberian people business. And when they saw that we were organized to proceed, I heard Edward Papi Flogo saying in a court, I'm going to my colleagues. And he was saying that to his security that was behind him. The thoughts that he brought. I'm going to my colleagues. And we all were happy that he was coming to us, and we say, hey, normally it's our way of clapping and applauding our colleagues. But surprisingly, when Honorable Edward Papi Flogo came in our midst, he instructed his security to join him, and he knows our rules. That where we sit is not where the security should come. And so he violated that, and he said, I'm a security. And he came, and I was one person who was telling that it wasn't right. And when I was talking to him, his security decided to come after me. When my security noticed that, he came in my defense, and this is how he was stabbed on his side. And my security is part of the evidence. It's not only pictorial, but in our Mali code, it was registered on our Mali code. And our Mali code point. Thank you. Do you respond to this question?
Presiding, co-presiding, and to the witnesses, having heard all of the explanations, it is just fair enough to understand, for the sake of the investigation, so that we can be seen as transparent, fair in the process. There are two questions. One has to do with as to whether either of you were under any medication or any influence that day, mistaking your colleague to be another person. This one. Two, as to whether immediately after the incident, either of you reported this.
ECOWAS delegation just arrived.
Why would they be seated? Okay. Then leave this out, please.
I join you, man. I got something for you.
Next Tuesday, so that we can give our colleagues and visitors the chance to interact with you for this session. Thank you.
Amen.
What a few people of leave. Benny can stay and say completely on me. Yeah.
Kevin.
Please approve the chair.
The ongoing investigation process has been welcomed in delegates of the Economic Community of West African States, parliamentarians. The long-standing dispute in the House of Representatives about the leadership crisis.
Before me, no, you can't even. You can't even. You can't give me. You can't give the guy for me. I think I'm going to try to send the ones to
So the chairman of the majority bloc, Samuel Koga, is in consultation with the deputy speaker and presiding officer. I can also see some veteran lawmakers around Sekou Kane. Okay. Sekou Kane, Pima Jure. I can also see district former Saraga County lawmaker Michael Thomas around. So the consultation still continues, and you are seeing the appearances of
Delegates from the
ECOWAS Parliament.
Being sent by the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
If you're not taking so you get me. Yeah.
As you may be aware, Representative Snow is Liberia, ECOWAS, representative from the level of the Liberian Senate, and on the side of the House of Representatives, the delegate.
So do we have Edwin Snow? No. There is no Edwin Snow at this hearing or this appearance. Only the delegation that are non-Liberians, delegation members. going, keep going.
Distinguished colleagues, we ask members of the full estates, please, our visiting friends, members of the public, our staffers, security, we ask that we need perfect quorum as we have very important guests visiting with us in chambers. As you are aware, members of the House of Representatives are in session. So we expect nothing but attention as we entertain our guests. We'd like to say our distinguished colleagues, members of the ECOWAS delegation visiting, members of the House of Representatives of the Republic of Liberia, in my capacity as the presiding officer of this session, and the Deputy Speaker of the Honorable House of Representatives of the Republic of Liberia, falling on behalf of my colleagues in section, our staffs, members of the Pope Estates, our entire citizens really of the Republic of Liberia, would like to say welcome, wish you well as we begin our deliberations. As members of our respective parliaments, it is our understanding, we understand the rudiments of our working as legislators. So distinguished colleagues, in that non-capacity, would like to say, welcome. The House is in session. Few days ago, we received a communication seeking the attention of this Honorable House of Representatives to have you visit us in keeping with your protocols. So we'd like to say welcome. We hope that your interaction and your stay here today will be meaningful and in the interest of the people of Liberia. Thank you. With that said, we will now entertain the head of delegation, Madam Abraham, to introduce for the protocol, to introduce members of the delegation, and then we can pick up from there. Thank you, all of you. You are most welcome.
Thank you very much. On the leadership of His Excellency, Right Honorable Speaker, Ajah Ibrahim, leading a mediation mission sanctioned under the leadership of His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, President of the ECOWAS of Nigeria, Federal of Nigeria, sanctioned by the President of the Commission of the ECOWAS Member States, His Excellency President Omar Toure. We are here with members of the delegation and given the opportunity to just do an introduction. I've already introduced our Honorable Speaker, Mr. Luis, he is presiding officer of ECOWAS 6th legislation. Honorable Speaker. Myself, I am Honorable PAG Duga, 4th Deputy Speaker of ECOWAS Parliament, and double as the Majority Leader of the On my left-hand side, here is former Minister of Foreign Affairs, Republic of Benin, member of ECOWAS Parliament, Nasu Babo Alifan. At my far right is Honorable Khalifa Seydi, member and head delegation of Bissau, member of ECOWAS Parliament in Bissau. On my immediate far left is our Secretary, we call it Clark, head of the institution, Benton Summit. We are also equally accompanied by the Chief of Protocol, Mr. Ezekiel, their president. We are also accompanied by the clerks or secretaries to the delegation, Mrs. Awa Bello, seated at the far right. And of course, we are being accompanied by your one Darissa, who happen to be a committee clerk to the Committee on Political and Security Committee in ECOWAS Parliament, Edwin Miller, from Liberia. We are also led by our chief host, High Excellency Josephine Nkrumah, ECOWAS President here in Liberia. And Honorable Speaker, being a francophone or French-speaking member, she is accompanied by our interpreter from Burkina Faso. Having said that, Mr. Presiding Officer, Honorable Presiding Officer, I want to thank the budget as this is a mediation mission sanctioned by the Supreme Authority of the Heads of States and the ECOWAS President. We want to make the delegates to have an in-house discussion to reduce the media so that we can have an engagement with your every leadership across the Parliament as this is a mediation mission. We will appreciate and very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Deputy Speaker. Madam Speaker, again, we'd like to say welcome to the head of the delegation to the House of Representatives. Thanks for that introduction. Distinguished colleagues, we listen to the request from our distinguished colleagues to have us resolve into what we call executive session for this deliberation. What is your will and pleasure? Honorable Margaret Thomas.
Our own Deputy Speaker, Deputy National Legislation, Liberia, co-presiding and Baron God, representing the people of District 5, Marketing County. To our guests, the Honorable Vice Speaker, the Deputy Speaker of the ECOWAS Parliament, and members of the High Power Delegation are here to mediate with us. And to my fellow colleagues, having listened to requests from the mediation team from the ECOWAS Parliament, and owing to the nature of the ECOWAS protocol being consonant of the protocol of the ECOWAS Parliament, and similarly with the fact that this issue has been in the news since the 17th of this month, last month, 17th of October, and it has gone far and wide, and every issue that is being discussed concerning our process has gone to the work. And it's obvious that with the exception of the public, any reason why we will have an executive session with clouds or dark cloud on us. So I would want to prefer that we have this mediation engagement and open session so that we all can listen to it and work and follow what is continuing. If I can relate that into a motion.
Okay, so the request by the ECOWAS Parliament to have the meeting in secret has been objected by plenary, and now this meeting will be in open session.
Before we test the trial the motion, we'd like to lay a previous Madam Speaker. It is good that members of the delegation
I will swing the camera around. Something like this.
knowing fully well how parliament is the rest of the world.
Yeah, I can't go in front of you.
That states, and although it should be in the parliament as well, that the minority will have a say and the majority will have the will. But let me, Madam Speaker, to have the motion tested by their colleagues in keeping with our proceeding. Thank you, Madam Speaker, distinguished colleagues. Having listened to the motion made by our colleague to have this deliberation done in the open, that is the way the pleasure. All those in favor of that motion, please begin with putting your right hand up.
There is no objection to the motion that this hearing or engagement be open.
Please announce the result.
Honorable Presiding Officer, Co-Presiding Officer, distinguished honorable ladies and gentlemen, there are 39 for, 1 against. Thank you, sir.
Distinguished colleagues, with 39 for, the motion is carried. Madam Speaker, it is the way of plenary. Call this section. Thank you once more. You are welcome. You may now have the floor, Madam Speaker, for the head of the delegation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and my warm greetings to you, dear colleagues of the House of Representatives of Liberia. Mr. Speaker, it's true that we are parliamentarians, and we are all, presiding officer, we are all aware of the proceedings of the Parliament. You know, Mr. Presiding Officer, we are here on a mediation mission, and we know the key role that the press can play. The press can both play a good and a negative role. The objective of our mission is to listen to our colleagues. And we would like for you to express yourself from the bottom of your heart. To avoid misinterpretation of some of the statements. That's why we are humbly requesting the press to leave us among ourselves colleagues. Because we are not part of the plenary. We are just here to engage our colleagues. So I would humbly like to request again that the press leave us so that we can speak to one another from the bottom of our house and avoid any misinterpretation. And I would also like to reiterate the fact that we would like to only have some minutes of your time, and we are not part of the plenary, as I said. We just want some time of a part of your time in order to engage our colleagues. Thank you very much. We are here under the mandate of His Excellency, the President of the Authority of Heads of State and Government, and we are here to convey a message. Dear colleagues, I would like to count on your cooperation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Distinguished colleagues, as you may be aware, plenary is the higher decision-making body. Plenary has made a motion, and that motion was passed upon. It is only plenary that can undo or enforce it. Having listened to the request of our distinguished colleagues and the so interesting of female head of parliament, please, the members of this wonderful House of Representatives, as the presiding officer, permit me, distinguished colleagues, to join the Honorable Speaker and the colleagues to kindly retake their decision. With that said, we need to a motion to undo in accepting the request of the Honorable Speaker. Motion Honorable Julie William.
Mr. Presiding, co-presiding, distinguished colleagues, after hearing the first motion and with the honorable request from our colleagues, I move that the first motion be changed that we accept the appeal and moving to executive for honorable yes.
With the motion being seconded, are you ready to vote?
Already.
Honorable Johnson, I think we're allowing to test and choose your vote.
Already.
All those in favor.
Already.
Okay. Please take your readiness for the Johnson.
Honorable Deputy Speaker, Presiding Officer, Honorable Co-Presiding, distinguished colleagues, let me welcome and recognize the presence of our ECOWAS colleagues. Relative to the concerns raised by the head of the delegation, and already because the issues, the crux of the matter for the removal of Kofa is a public record. Our issues are clear and they are in the media. We have clearly articulated our position, consistent with constitutional provision and our rules.
Please state your readiness fully.
Hence, I see no reason why we should go in executive for discussion. And the head of delegation and their colleagues
Your readiness is spelled out. Honorable movement, please. He has taken it. He doesn't want you to go into executive session.
Yes,
so the movement,
accept
or reject. We got it, Honorable Johnson.
Yes, please.
The movement. The option is for the movement.
Everybody will walk out.
Our learned colleague.
We need to understand, please.
The issue that you said have been in the media. And I'm sure our colleagues have read that. And they saw it, they read it, and what they are here. The public is already aware. So, let us go into executive.
Except for the text.
Sorry,
Order Amos Jones. Order Amos Jones.
Already.
Mr. Presiding, Mr. Co-Presiding Police, in a moment, I will be ready to vote when this simple amendment is accepted. That for the fact that our police are visiting us in this matter is very urgent and require listening to us today. And that the motion initially voted and we have this open section based on a few consideration motion was raised. That in keeping with our rules, any motion of reconsideration after the taking of this vote, it should be tested immediately after the motion. Are we ready to vote?
I'll try.
Abu Suka or the family, we close on a note. Abu Suka. Take that to your vote.
Our presiding and our co-presiding distinguished colleagues, to our honorable guests, to the movement. I think as indicated by the previous speaker, I will be ready to vote the new kind of simple amendment that we allow the press for a moment hear from our distinguished honorables. And when we start to get into the sensitive part, we then move into executive. If you will,
Okay. On the formula? Okay. So we take all the Taylor and then we close all of the other.
To the movement, I will be ready to vote my distinguished colleague from Bloc County, considering that this legislation has a procedure and that the media has been a part of our activities from day one. I will be ready to vote if the communication that was written from ECOWAS will be read in the plenary before we take our vote. I so submit.
The communication were read on Tuesday, so I saw reject. Thank you.
Distinguished colleague, with all of the rejection, all those in favor of the motion, distinguished colleague from Norfolk County, please raise your right hand. Against? Those abstaining? Results.
Our presiding officer, co-presiding officer, distinguished honorable ladies and gentlemen, there are 36 for, 2 again, 1 abstain.
Three against, just correct that. 1 abstain. Distinguished colleague with 37 in favor of the motion. The request is accepted. Motion for executive.
So the interaction with the ECOWAS delegation will be done behind closed door as requested and insisted by the ECOWAS delegation. So we are going off to be back when the session reopens.